As future educators, we value academic success in our students. Evidence shows that the health of students is linked to their academic achievement, so by working together, we can ensure that young people are healthy and ready to learn. We have evaluated a daily platter of food for a child based off of what we typically see children eat. Through our knowledge of the human body and the environment, we hope to provide knowledge and advice on how to make sure that your students are healthy, attentive, and successful in school and in life.
Our first platter contains 3 meals and a snack for a child. For breakfast, our student had sugar cereal with milk. The cereal that our child had did have a high sugar content, yet it provided some vitamins such as iron, which is important in a growing child's diet. Vitamins such as iron enter the body's bloodstream and are used to help transport oxygen throughout the body. This oxygen comes in through the respiratory system and the air that we breathe. The same oxygen is necessary for our cells to function to create energy for our body. The milk that was also used in our breakfast meal was a good source of calcium for our child. This calcium also enters the bloodstream while being digested and assists in developing strong bones. For lunch, our child had a turkey and cheese sandwich on wheat bread, a glass of milk, Chex Mix, and a banana. The sandwich was a good choice because our child received protein, which helps keep them full, and the cheese included helped provide a source for calcium. As for the bread, it is important to provide whole grains to provide iron, dietary fiber, and B vitamins. These nutrients are milled out of refined grains such as the ones used in white bread. The Chex Mix is a snack that is highly processed but has some nutrient value. It is a salty snack that contains trans fat and artificial components, but is better than salty snacks like potato chips. It is lacking nutritional value. Finally, the banana is a source of fruit for a child and provides them with essential vitamins and fiber. For dinner, our child had tacos with chicken, avocados, cheese, and tomatoes. On the side, they had refried beans. These tacos provided vegetables and protein as well as grains. They were a filling meal with many nutrients that are beneficial to keep a child full and growing. The refried beans are a good source of protein but have a higher fat content to look out for and are lacking some nutrients that can be found in other bean options. We also included a snack for our child. We chose Cheez-Its for a snack, which is another salty snack like Chex Mix. They are also processed and therefore have many artificial components that may end up in the circulatory system of your child after digestion.
According to the USDA, children should be eating certain proportions of each food group every day. They use a model called My Plate. This has become the updated version of the food pyramid which was once taught in schools. Every individual, children included, should have half of their plate filled with fruits and vegetables. 2/3 of that half should be vegetables and the other third should be fruit. On the other half of the plate, the consumers should have grains and protein. 2/3 of the grains and the other third protein. To improve our original platter for our child to align closer with the My Plate expectations, we can make a few changes. Starting with breakfast, we can choose a cereal with less sugar. This will keep your child from having an energy crash halfway through the day. Choosing a breakfast with more protein, such as peanut butter, will allow your child to sustain energy longer. It is important throughout the day that milk that is chosen has a low fat content, such as skim. We can improve our lunch by maintaining whole grains and changing our Chex Mix snack to something with vegetables. Our child was lacking vegetables throughout his day, and lunch would be a great time to include carrot sticks. Carrots are also a great source of vitamin A, which contributes to healthy eyesight. If your child is a vegetarian, they could replace the protein source of turkey with peanut butter, hummus, or tofu and still feel full. To improve dinner, our child could use a corn tortilla or whole wheat tortilla to receive more nutrients than what the flour tortilla can provide. It may also be helpful to add in another side of either vegetable or fruit, such as peppers and onions or pineapple. Finally, our snack could be replaced from a processed salty snack to a vegetable or fruit. Some options could be an apple with peanut butter or celery and peanut butter. By making these changes to our plate, we are able to balance our proportions to correspond more closely with My Plate. So you don't have to look at food labels. It is pretty consistent that the brighter colors that are on your plate, the better balanced it is. This will help you stay away from high amounts of grain and incorporate fruits and vegetables. Also, by limiting processed foods, more nutrients that are beneficial will be entering your child's body.
Although we may not see it directly at the grocery store, the food that we eat has an environmental impact most directly on water. The meat industry uses thousands of gallons of water to just create one hamburger. This water is not only used in processing the meat, but also to raise the animals necessary to make the product. Water is also used in agriculture. To grow fruits, vegetables, and grains, hundreds of gallons are also used in processing and growing. One of the largest water polluters comes from pesticides used on fields of vegetables and grains. As we pick out foods for our children to eat, it is valuable to recognize and consider the environmental impact that corresponds with our purchases. Some alternatives may be to eat less meat, purchase organic agriculture products, incorporate whole grains which require less processing, and even to grow your own fruits and vegetables in a home garden. Our final platter looks at how to create an environmentally friendly diet for our child that is still healthy and meets the MyPlate proportions. For breakfast, it is important to provide whole grain cereal or granola for the meal to limit water use and production of milling the grains. For lunch, as mentioned earlier for vegetarian options, these same choices for protein replacements also use less water in production and processing. It is also important to think locally. When purchasing vegetables, fruits, and meats, the less miles traveled uses less water and gasoline. You as a consumer will also be acquiring fresher produce. During this meal, it may be beneficial to also cut out a glass of milk. To produce 1 glass of milk, 144 gallons of water are used. Since our child is already receiving more than the recommended daily value of calcium, it won't hurt to take out a glass of milk. For dinner, it's important to keep in mind the amount of meat used. It is using less water to have chicken tacos over beef tacos, but many chickens are not raised in humane conditions. As a result, looking for free-range and cage-free chickens, especially those raised organically, can cut down on antibiotics and chemicals entering your child's bloodstream through digestion. Finally, our snack of apples or celery can be purchased or grown locally and organically. This can cut down on the amount of pesticides entering our water stream through runoff and the amount of water used to transport our produce to the grocery store.
Many benefits are reaped by having a well-balanced diet. By eating healthy options, your child's body systems, such as the digestive, respiratory, and circulatory, are able to function properly and efficiently. Being conscious about food choices can also benefit the environment through limiting pollutants added to the water systems and air pollution created through transportation. Finally, a well-balanced and healthy meal can directly impact your child's academic performance. The food that your child eats can give them lasting energy and attentiveness throughout the school day.